When you think of a stereotypical cowboy, there are a couple of images that'll likely come to mind. A horse, some cows, and a comically large hat, to name a few. Now picture that cowboy gearing up to gallop off into the sunset. You can practically hear him bellowing a hearty yee-haw as he swirls his lasso in the air. Even though it's a classic cowboy trope, you have to wonder, did cowboys actually say that popular phrase? If you're curious to find out, make sure to subscribe and like this video for more fascinating insights. The New Oxford American Dictionary defines yee-haw as an expression of enthusiasm, typically associated with cowboys or rural inhabitants of the southern United States. But how did it get there? Some folks trace yee-haw back to old horse commands, specifically G, go right, and haw, go left. These were common calls for guiding oxen and horses, and they've been used as far back as the 1800s. Over time, those directional commands may have morphed into more expressive yells, like G-haw and eventually yee-haw. By the early 1900s, Yee-Haw, and other exuberant exclamations like yippee or yahoo, was cropping up in literature and everyday speech, especially in Western-themed books and films. The media loved it, and it stuck around for quite some time. But as it turns out, the phrase was more common in pop culture than it was out in the plains. The image of a cowboy yelling yee-haw was more of a Hollywood trope than a historical truth. Real-life cowboys, especially those from the late 1800s cattle drive era, were far more likely to say things like, "Whoa, get along," or "come by." It's also important to note that a huge portion of the cowboy workforce wasn't white. Up to 1 in 3 cowboys was black, Mexican, or indigenous, all groups whose expressions and languages were rarely represented in old Western films. Many spoke Spanish or were influenced by Mexican vaqueros and used terms like arriba, vamonos, or dale. Despite its theatricality, yee-haw endures. You probably won't find any modern equestrians saying it, just like you won't hear giddy up around most barns either. But you will hear yee-haw in all sorts of spirited situations, from little kids on a park carousel to Instagram cowgirls posing in pink fringe and snakeskin boots. It's been memed, reclaimed, and reimagined. Sometimes a good old-fashioned yee-haw just hits the spot, cowboy or not. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Yee-haw!